Hello, welcome to SNL Analysis, Season 47, Episode 11, Will Forte. Yeah, we're going back in time. So, let's start off with the cold open. Kate was doing Laura Ingraham. She does a really good Laura Ingraham, and she's really good. I mean, Kate is a good staple. So, it was it was good. 80 was okay. There wasn't necessarily anything that exceptionally funny. Pete was okay, a little less than okay. It just, there wasn't anything that was necessarily funny. I don't know if a lot of people knew about that thing at the time. Um, it's also not relative now, so you've got to find things that will stand the test of times, perhaps, or go for those things. Candace as Ego was okay. I think she had one or maybe two jokes. The sponsors were the funniest. I think the sponsors were definitely the funniest part of and then it goes into, that person. And my problem, of course, is that person. Is just giving attention to that person and the whole secret and what that means for the future. But my other question is, why is SNL a test? What is going on? And I was talking to my bestie, and she told me, she goes, well, this is a game. And I was like, you know what? It's not a test, and so it just totally threw me off. It was a 4. It was a 4. Then we've got the monologue. The monologue was good. There was some really good jokes. I just felt it could have been a little bit faster. I think that there was some hiccups between the jokes. I think omitting some of the names of the people. That he got 2 extra points because he had 2 special guest stars. So overall, it was an 8. It was good. It wasn't great. It was good. But the extra 2 points give him a 10. MacGruber, I feel like MacGruber was just trying to drill an issue into people. And I think that it's an issue that was traumatic for a lot of people, wondering what was going to happen at that time. And do I think it's funny? I don't. For me, I definitely don't believe that, the people that they're making fun of, I don't believe them. So it's, I'm not on their side at all. But at the same time, it wasn't funny for me as someone who consider myself a liberal. It just wasn't, to bring attention to that. It just wasn't funny. And to try to dig it literally over and over and over again was not funny. And 4 skits. He got a +1 because he got that one guest star that I don't know the name of. So, but overall, it was a 5, and because of the +1, he got a 6. Then the kid Kavash, I don't know what, my writing is like a doctor or something, I've been told, and Pizza for Life. There was a lot of funny moments. Bowen, the adopted line, there was the family was funny, the skit was funny, the flag was funny. 80 had a lot of funny lines. 8, it was slow to pick up, but once it arrived there, it had some jokes in between, but once it arrived there, it was really funny. So I gave it an 8. MacGruber, again, it was just it would have been funnier if it was actually a bleach bottle, because it's recognizable that that's bleach and just change it out for water. But again, it was just a 5, and the Holden mask was really the only thing that was noticeable. So it was a 5. I think that maybe at the time it would have been funnier. I'm not quite sure. It just didn't feel that funny when I was watching it now. Cinema Classics. I thought it was an 8. I thought it was pretty good. I thought Kate was really funny. I thought everybody was just Chloe. I think it's Chloe Feynman. Yeah. She was in there as well, and it was pretty funny. I think that the faster and a lot more physicality, just a lot more expression in it. Keenan is amazing, so that was really good. So I gave it an 8. It was good. It wasn't great. The date, great impressions. I think that Will Forte does really great impressions, but intonation, I would say, would be his downfall after watching this episode. And too long in the banging of the bed. It was just, I know that they were trying to bang that joke in there, but I think it was, and the rhythm just felt off. I think that there could have been a lot more playing with the no, don't touch my wife kind of element. So we've got that. Then we got Weekend Update, and that was a mess. Weekend Update overall was not funny at all. It was a 6. It was okay. A lot of the jokes, just for me, didn't go. Nothing particularly memorable that I remember. Ching Biao, which is funny because I usually love Ching Biao, was a 6. I think a lot of the jokes just didn't go by. I love Bowen, and it didn't fly for me. There was nothing really. There was no jokes for me. There was nothing that was funny. Um, then we've got Sarah Sherman. Sarah Sherman element was an 8. That was funny. That was really funny. I liked it a lot. Um, just the whole beats and everything and jokes on top of jokes and making fun of Colin. And it was just great. Then we've got Guy Who Bought a Boat with Pete on there. I never liked this character. I think that it's an excuse to bring on misogyny. So it's like, look, this is what misogyny looks like. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's just not funny. There's just 3. So, me and my bestie will oftentimes watch these shows together, and sometimes I'll watch them again with other people, and I'll ask around as well. And the consensus is that it's not funny. And it comes off misogynistic, actually. It comes off like subversive misogyny. Um, then we've got the song. I liked it. It started off slow, then it picks up. The problem is intonation. I cannot hear most of the words that are coming out of Will Forte's mouth through the song. I think one of my biggest pet peeves is that if you're doing a song, I want to know all the words because all the words are jokes. So it's very important that really be accentuated, and they've done a wonderful job moving forward. I think one of the greatest examples would be that one kid who's the writer for SNL that everybody loves. Uh, and he got a high score because he knows he's been around the block, he's been a writer, he knows that thing. So I gave it an 8 overall. It started to pick up. It was pretty funny. Um, and it just was like, what? And it was just this moment, the child, the songs, Keenan, it was funny. So it was an 8, even though some of the words I just couldn't hear. Then we've got another MacGruber, and MacGruber. So Weekend Update overall got, I think, a 6. What did they get? I think it was a 6. It was overall a 6. Yeah. Because I add everybody, I put them all together and I, divide it. And then we've got MacGruber, and MacGruber was a 4. I think again it was just trying to dig that hole, and that hole wasn't working for me. And yeah, what do you think? I think that I usually love MacGrubers, and MacGrubers are funny because MacGruber is totally a character that does these things that are not supposed to be, and so I think that playing with that in the straight manner, I don't know, the whole mask thing and the whole thing, it just digging that hole. Did you think it was funny? I don't know. So overall, it was a 66. Yeah, that's like a D plus, barely a D plus, just a D, like a D little plus. So I was disappointed. I was disappointed. I love Will Forte. I thought Will Forte is very funny, and I think that when I've seen him on SNL, he's definitely been with one of the top. He's in the best seasons that I've seen that I love. So it was Fred Armisen. That's Fred's my top. Um, so 66. That's the score. What do you think? What's going on moving forward? I'm going to see if I'll do the other ones. But I want to wish you all, of course, always a wonderful, wonderful eternity.